Since 16, WAPT News begins with breaking news.
All for being here and being online watching us today. I really want to take this opportunity to thank the people of Mississippi. I want to thank you for your dedication to this fight, and I want you to know that you are winning. You are flattening the curve. 3 weeks ago, the top national models predicted that we would have 8,984 Mississippians in hospital beds with COVID-19 today. They predicted we would have 1,356 in ICU beds. They predicted we would have more than 1,085 Mississippians on ventilators because of the virus. They predicted we would see 90 deaths today. In fact, we have 401 Mississippians in hospital beds, not nearly 9,000. We have 148 in ICU beds, not 1,300. We have 74 on ventilators, not 1,000. We did see 8 tragic deaths yesterday, but that's far short of 90. That's because of you, the people of this state. Behind every number, there is a name. Every Mississippi death is a tragedy. Every Mississippian that is struggling to deal with this painful, cruel disease needs our utmost commitment and steadfast prayer. I do not share these statistics to minimize individual suffering. I just want the people of Mississippi to know your work is making a difference. We are containing the virus in our state. Even as we've dramatically ramped up testing, the number of new cases we found has grown much slower than we expected. We haven't seen the rapid spike predicted by many. We haven't seen the rapid spike that has occurred in many other states. Our testing is so robust, our numbers are so low, and our growth is so slow that our health experts say it may take many weeks or months to see the number of new cases drop for 2 straight weeks. That's a good thing. It means we didn't have the sharp peak that many states experienced. Dr. Dobbs and his team in our health department tells me it means we can safely start to shift our strict rules on all Mississippians. We can continue to be smart. We can avoid using a sledgehammer, and we can be more surgical in our decisions. Social distancing is working. Our aggressive testing and contact tracing are working. You are saving lives, but we cannot let our guard down. We cannot pretend this is over. It is not. The fight must go on. Why? Because we are facing a public health crisis. This threat is real. It is deadly. This virus is historically contagious. We must not take it lightly. But we are also facing a historic economic crisis. In a typical week before this virus hit our soil, about 1,000 Mississippians would apply for unemployment assistance. In the past few weeks alone, we have seen about 150,000 Mississippians apply, with many more attempting to get through but blocked by the surge. This disease has not hit every American fairly. It is particularly cruel to some. And the economic damage has not hit every American fairly either. It has been particularly cruel to the working class, those people who work on their feet, those people who don't have a home office or paid leave, those people who come home with calluses on their hands because they did a hard day's work for an honest day's pay. Wall Street and Hollywood will be okay. In fact, they'll be just fine. Mississippi small businesses and workers have bared the brunt of this damage. That's who has been asked to shoulder the country's burden. It's not fair, and it's not right. We are starting to reopen our economy. We cannot slam the door open. That would be reckless and put lives at risk. It's not a light switch that only goes on and off. It's a dimmer. We can take measured steps to make life better for Mississippians. We must recognize that there is no such thing as a non-essential Mississippian. Every job is essential to the worker and his or her family who depend on its paycheck for food, for supplies, and for shelter. This morning, I signed a new executive order, a Safer at Home order. It goes into effect on Monday at 8 a.m. Here's what it does. It urges all Mississippians to stay home except for essential travel. That's still the safest behavior. I continue to ask you, please stay at home as much as you possibly can. You still have to be smart. You are still responsible for your safety and for the safety of your loved ones. Make the best decisions for you and your family. It tells all who the federal task force guidelines have defined as most vulnerable to shelter in place. That means the elderly, people with pre-existing conditions, people whose immune systems are compromised. The list is in our executive order. If you're not in these categories, you should still stay at home if at all possible. This just represents the most vulnerable group and therefore the strictest rules. The order bans all social or non-essential gatherings of 10 or more. That is still illegal in Mississippi, and it will be enforced. It also changes the part of our strategy that has given me the most heartache. For almost every Mississippian, it will no longer be impossible to work. We are allowing most closed businesses to reopen under certain health and safety mandates developed with our health department. I wish we could open up for everybody, but we're still not at that point yet. I won't take any action that our health experts tell me creates unreasonable risk. So there are still some categories of businesses that will have to stay closed. Places of amusement or entertainment, things like movie theaters, bars, and museums. Businesses that cannot avoid sustained person-to-person contact, salons, gyms, clubs, spas, tattoo parlors, and barbershops will remain closed to the public. You can still sell excess supplies by phone or the internet. I know that's not enough, but maybe it can help keep the lights on. I want you to open. We're just not there yet, and there's one step of gradual reopening. Your day will come as soon as it is safe, I promise. Restaurants will continue to be limited to drive-through, carry-out, or delivery. Bars are still closed. Schools are still closed. Casinos are still closed. Newly opened retail stores have to reduce capacity by at least 50% to avoid crowds. Businesses have to follow CDC and health department guidelines, like sending sick employees home, wearing masks, screening for symptoms, and social distancing as much as possible. Common areas where people gather will need to stay closed. Evictions are still prohibited because we are still telling Mississippians to stay at home. Healthcare professionals can begin to do more procedures under rules set by the health department. We are confident that our healthcare system will not be overloaded. Our order is statewide. We looked closely at doing this on a regional basis. We looked at every county's data in detail. Ultimately, Dr. Dobbs and I concluded that this was a measured step and there is no county or city in the state where this would be unsafe. This Safer at Home order is not a return to normal. I wish it was. I know one day we will. Today is not that day. We believe that it is safe and appropriate to take these steps. Dr. Dobbs and our health department have been critical in developing these rules. They are based on data, investigation, and science. Dr. Dobbs and I also had the privilege of speaking personally with Dr. Burks this morning. We gave her a preview of what we were considering. She shared that she has studied our very low, slow growth and that we are approaching this the right way. It still relies on our trust in you, just as it did before. Not everything that is legal is wise. There is no government replacement for wisdom. Freedom always carries risk. We still believe in personal responsibility. You should do what you think is best for your family. There is no state order that can replace your common sense. That is the best tool we have in Mississippi to continue to curtail the growth of this virus. We're working hard to keep you and your family safe and secure. Stay home, stay safe, stay smart.